Okay, this is a Blog Talk Radio conversation with Shelley Pagitt. She is going to give us a little update on raw food life from her time at the Raw Food Boot Camp in Michigan.
A couple things. On the website, the one thing that it says that cracks me up, it says, we are not a spa.
Yeah.
So I think that that's very clear when you get here. It was started in 1976, had the same owner until 2 years ago. The man is 90 or 83. He lives across the street now, and credits Ann Wigmore for saving his life. The testimonials here are absolutely amazing. I'll tell you a couple of them. But so he lives across the street now, and a different owner bought it 2 years ago who was pretty interested, pretty excited about it. He revamped the place so at least it looks different. It used to be a saloon, and it looked like a saloon in here a couple years ago. And now it's bright. It has, a nice wood interior. Everybody has either a double room or a single room, and I'm in a single room with a shared bathroom. The fees are very reasonable. It's $16.50 for 2 weeks, and I got a little discount because I was part of a group.
Yeah.
And that's all your food, your lodging, and all the classes. So for me, it was a lot of money to spend, but I think it was a good way to spend it.
Yeah, for me, it was a lot of money to spend too.
What?
For me, it was a lot of money to spend too. My wife, Shelley Pagitt, spending our money. But that's okay. Hey, Rob Tarr is saying in the chat room that he was also started in 1976.
He was.
Yeah.
His life was started in 1976. Congratulations, Rob. I hope nobody's bought and sold you.
And Rob also has a bit of a saloon look about him that he's been trying to update.
So what's interesting is now that with the new owner died in a plane crash a year and a half after he bought it.
Of course. It's the other thing we talk about here on the radio show all the time is the number of people who rob banks and die in small plane crashes.
For 6 months it's been run by his sons who maybe aren't as interested in it as their father was. So they're trying to, piece it all together, but it's a really good place. So
and you have links to all of this on your blog, which is shelleypagitt.com. That's spelled SHELLEYPAGITT, shelleypagitt.com.
Yeah, I've actually been blogging about it, and that's kind of surprising for me. So if anybody is interested in more sequential details, go over there and listen or read it.
Great.
So one of the things, what?
Great.
Oh, okay. So since it's not a spa, some of the things that go on is we're really responsible for our own learning, and after the orientation and being told kind of how to do things, this is what my daily schedule is. At 6:30, the wake-up bell rings, and it actually is somebody standing at the stairs ringing a bell. At 6:45 until 7, we go downstairs and rebound. Until 7:30, we exercise. At 7:30, we all huddle around the wheatgrass juicers, and we do a shot or more of wheatgrass. Sometimes what's happening at one of the wheatgrass times, because there's 3 throughout the day, people will be taking an extra 2 shots of wheatgrass in a little plastic cup, coming upstairs to their bathroom, giving themselves an enema with filtered water, and then, when you give yourself an enema, you're inserting a tube into your rectum, holding it as long as you can, or filling it with water as long as you can, holding it, then going to the bathroom, and then refilling if you need to.
Yeah, and the in here you're talking about is your own colon, filling your colon with water.
Right, filling your colon with water. To loosen and soften the bowels, which makes perfect sense, and I think we've talked about colonics and colon therapy a little bit on the show before, so not that everybody heard that, but giving enemas...
Well, they can go back and they can listen to the archives, because there's plenty of the archives describing you giving people updates on how to administer an enema or a colonic.
Yes, and that used to be a normal protocol for health and wellness for all varieties of illnesses.
Yes.
When you started to feel ill. And
so did leeching people.
Yes. But, they are getting back to...
so did drowning witches, but they don't do that anymore either.
Okay. So anyway, the thing that's different is that with the extra couple shots of wheatgrass, after you give yourself an enema once a day, you're going to do what's called a wheatgrass implant. And the idea with that is that you have this little bit of wheatgrass. You've rinsed out your enema hose and bucket, and your colon is clean. And so then you just quickly, you know, lay back down. You've got the wheatgrass into your enema bucket and fills the tube, and then you're going to insert that, and then the wheatgrass will go into your colon, and then you want to hold that as long as possible and potentially just keep it in there for the day.
Yeah.
Which I was like, really? This is going to stay in? And it actually does. So what's happening there is that wheatgrass is I believe it's one molecule off of our blood, the makeup of our blood, the chemical makeup of our blood. And so it's really, really healing to the human body, which is why, the chlorophyll and the majority of what we eat, really should be greens. And by holding the wheatgrass in there, it has the ability, we soak in our nutrients through the colon walls, which is why they need to be clean, and constipation is a problem. So then holding the wheatgrass in there for long periods of time allows us to assimilate the nutrients that come from the wheatgrass more and differently than just taking them through your mouth and your regular digestive system. So that's kind of interesting and new, and we do that once a day. So after that...
And can I just ask, what does that do to your bowel movements for the rest of the time when you're there? Does it make them green?
Yeah.
I mean, is it like eating beets where you get the red urine,
Yeah, and I found out that if you have proper... there's something about that this is the first time here that I've ever heard this, that if you have proper, I can't remember what the nutrient is, proper hydrochloric acid in your stomach, we really should not have our urine or poop turn red or pink after eating beets.
So no one has proper chloric acid? Because
that's what they're saying. Yeah, because we get hydrochloric acid from eating, now I'm going to mix everything up, but I think it's from eating the fermented vegetables, and I can't remember what else. And that a lot of people are deficient in hydrochloric acid, which I knew that I was, and so I take hydrochloric acid supplements. You can also get it with apple cider vinegar and things like that.
Sure.
But it's supposed to be in some foods, and it could be in fermented foods, I'm not sure. So, yeah, but I think that's interesting because I don't know many people or haven't talked to many people about whether or not when they eat beets that they don't have pink or red.
Well, I think that should be one of the questions we raise here with the listeners is, if you eat beets, what's happening with your urine and your stools? Are they turning red? This is the question, Blog Talk Radio Conversation. Shelley Pagitt, Natural Health Coach, will be back on the YouTube video side with part 6 of the show today, and she'll be talking to us more about her raw foods experience over there in Union City, Michigan.